It's a good day. It's a good thing. Hi, everyone. This is your host, Beauty Bubble, for Etsy Shenanigans. Day 25. We're actually combining day 24 and day 25 as one, and for very good reason. I have been studying a rather complex understanding of how Etsy has introduced AI or generative AI, more specifically conversational AI, into its search functions to assist buyers to be connected with the most perfect items. And so it's going to feel a little lumpy tonight in a way because I took a lot of this over to Gemini so that I could understand uh, areas of this that seemed rather concerning to me, but are actually very prompt like. And so we're going to get through it. I'm going to hold on just a second so we can make sure that we are live. So give me just a moment to get into the actual gorgeousness that YouTube is and view my channel and hit it up here. And let's make sure we're good to go. Okay, I'm just going to believe that everything is perfect. And we are all perfect. See, look at that. Look at what's happening on just getting along with my Chrome. All right, because the landing page on YouTube right now, I'm following this missing child's case, and there's just a lot of really crazy stuff. YouTubers that are battling it out with one another to get the clicks and views, friends. All right, so number one, let me put myself on mute so I can grab my iPad. Hold on. All right. Okay, this might work. So we want to head over to Microsoft Developer. It's the account on YouTube that has 528,000 subscribers. And a day ago, they put out a video entitled 5 Lessons Etsy Learned Building on Microsoft AI. And the Chief Technology Officer of Etsy was there. The Senior Director of Engineering was there. And the Principal Engineer of Microsoft was there. And they had plenty of slides to showcase what their approach was and how they sorted out things and so forth. So I'm going to go over to Gemini right now and just kind of read to you the prompts that I made based on this presentation. So one reason is because the resource that they made available at aka.ms/OAI/docs at first gets you just right into Bing, and then another so it didn't give you air quote prompt engineering. So I'm still sorting out where there might be more information. Their techniques, introduction to prompt engineering with GPT-4 Turbo with Vision, which there was a question about why they decided to go with that particular model. And but there are plenty of slides. It's fascinating. The approach that they took, the 5 lessons, I couldn't even tell you what the actual 5 lessons are, but they dealt with lesson 2 was learned by building it, things like that, just very kind of vague. But they talked about guardrails and how to craft techniques to secure a conversation. Remember, because it's all a conversational model. Moderation, content moderation, and jailbreaks. Gift mode was discussed. coming right into it about a halfway point. Remember, it's about an hour long. And then gift mode, the Etsy guidelines, and that's the part that kind of got my interest to follow through and start asking questions. So remember, 5 lessons Etsy learned building on Microsoft AI. So that's where you want to go with that. Let me put my laptop down so I can get situated or get my iPad down and safe, and get over to Gemini. And it kind of started like this, actually. I said this precisely. Well, I'm watching a video entitled 5 Lessons Etsy Learned Building on Microsoft AI, and the phrase listing attributes tests. What is this, and how can we understand it for our product line? And so Gemini helped me understand what a listing attribute would be. And in doing this, what I found out was that we are not in the world of search engine optimization with Etsy as a seller. We are in the optimization product listings, optimization of your product listings, and how is it that Etsy is looking, and what are they looking for in order to elevate results in search for the potential buyer. So one of the things they look for are listing attribute tests. So what we isolated was actually, in this case, it would be the materials. So it's not just like, let's say something's made out of corduroy. It's not good enough to just say corduroy. You have to explain it as velvet corduroy, vintage velvet corduroy, rough, 60s rough corduroy, whatever all the other cool ways of describing corduroy is. So the material, remember, we're talking about product attributes. Product attributes. Any hardware, it just can't be belt buckle. You must be able to describe it in terms like bright brass, bronze brass, etc., etc. Then the style, and it's not good. It's just not good enough to put, oh, it's a 1960s style. You have to go into, the Summer of Love, Haight-Ashbury, for example, Haight-Ashbury style. I'm going to get it right. Yeah, Ashbury. Okay. So the size as well, being very, very specific with your product attributes. Now, the listing attribute test will have, because that's the hierarchy, is listing attribute tests, and then below that is product attributes. But to understand listing attributes test, Etsy might have tested different ways of incorporating these attributes into listings to see which methods lead to better search results for relevant searches. This could involve, now listen, so you're out there, you're putting up a listing, you think it's good, it's addressing search optimization, but that is not what Etsy is exploring. So if you are not getting the hits or you are not seeing any sales, we have to look at it this way, that they are looking at progressive ways of prompting in a conversational mode what a seller, how can a seller and a buyer match? Remember, it's kind of like a matching engine, except for they are trying to drive traffic. Etsy is trying to drive traffic to your offering, provided that you've done these things. And like I said, it's going to be a little bumpy, and I won't be speaking in classical terms or anything like that. I just want to try and get through some of the things that just stood out to me. So this could involve, number, listing attribute tests. These are sort of the A/B tests. Adding attributes are separate fields. This allows shoppers to filter searches by specific materials and hardware. Including attributes in the title or description. This might improve discoverability through keyword searches. Remember, though, it goes back to listing attributes. Using high-quality photos that showcase the attributes. So once again, it's not just good enough to have clear photos, but they should highlight the beauty of that attribute, what makes that attribute different in your photography. Now, how can we use this for our individual product? So we have a product, and the way that Gemini is saying for us to optimize our listings with relevant attributes. So in your Etsy listing, ensure you fill out all the relevant attribute fields. So because we don't have the shop open, I don't understand what the difference is between keywords and attribute fields. But we may see that those 13 keywords should be looked at as being attribute. Consider including the materials, like we said before, the hardware, the style, in your title or description if these options aren't available as separate attributes. Here's to the high quality photos. Take clear, close-up pictures that showcase the beauty of the product, the beauty of the materials. Include photos that highlight the different finishes, the finishes. By incorporating these practices, you can potentially improve the ranking of our product listings in Etsy searches, making them more, listen to this, discoverable by potential customers. Note, referring back to the video, while the video mentions Microsoft AI, the specific details of Etsy's attribute testing might not be publicly available. However, understanding the concept of product attribute optimization can still be helpful for your listing. So listen, the concept of product attribute optimization is the focus of tonight's Etsy Shenanigans. There is more. I think I'll save it for tomorrow, more than likely, would be a good idea, being that we have been on for 12 minutes, so that's probably a good time. So let me grab what we need to be focusing on. However, even though they may be looking at other things, they may be testing other different ways. No, never mind. So this is important. I'll just put it there. Okay, so a little dry, I understand, as it should be. If you are, or at least for me, it's better for me to just slow it down, read about it, understand my initial concerns, and then how can I craft that little bit of, that little knowledge chunk that I need in order to be a fantastic seller for my wonderful buyers. So that's where we are with it today. Make sure that you check out the video, and I will be talking about it probably quite a bit. It was an hour long, but man, oh man, there were a lot of things that were just chunky with cool stuff. So thanks so much for stopping by. This has been your host, Beauty Bubble, for Etsy Shenanigans, day 24 and 25. And it's a lot of shenanigans, let me tell you, this AI. And it's a lot of shenanigans when you're dealing with Microsoft AI. Very powerful stuff. So we will talk to everyone soon. Bye-bye now.